Hello, and welcome to this hip flexor stretch follow along tutorial. So for the hip flexor stretch, you might want to start off on both knees and then step forward with one leg. Take that foot, and it's okay for that foot to be a little bit farther forward than you might normally put it, right? You might put it here where the foot's under the knee. Bring it right here where the foot's slightly in front of the knee. From here, belt buckle to belly button, just to feel just a little tug, a little stretch at the quad/hip flexor area. And then from here, you'll drift forward by pushing from this knee forward like this. You only want to go as far forward as you can maintain this hip tuck, right? Once you're in this stretch, you'll be here for anywhere from 1.5 to 2 minutes, and then there'll be a dynamic portion where you will continue to bring your belt buckle to your belly button, drive your knee down into the ground and forward in order to basically pull yourself backwards with this back knee, okay? So that is the actual hip flexor stretch. Now, let's have you put this down, put your earbuds in, and let's do it together, timed, and let's just follow along and I'll kind of talk you through how it should go and how it should feel. Okay, here we go. So again, just to get set, find something comfortable, 2 knees down, 1 foot up, make sure that foot is slightly in front of your knee. And then from here, we're gonna think about bringing your belt buckle here in the front up towards your belly button. You might think about squeezing the glute. I would suggest belt buckle the belly button first. You can then squeeze the glute, and now you get a nice good stretch. And now we're going to drift forward. We're gonna hang out here. Now you might think to yourself, what am I gonna do for 90 seconds, Chris? Well, for one, you can listen to my voice or this lovely royalty-free music that we're now listening to. So, things to think about. Constantly thinking about that tuck here, bring your belt buckle to your belly button. And this should determine how far forward you go, right? If you keep going and then you lose that belt buckle to belly button cue, it's not really what we're going for. So, belt buckle to belly button. As far forward as you go is going to be determined by your ability to confidently maintain that hip position, right? Sorry, I lost that foot there. There we go. Now, you might notice that my back foot is pointed. You could also tuck the back foot. I'm not really too worried about what that back foot is doing, specifically in this stretch. Whatever is going to help you most comfortably get into this position. Okay, so our passive stretch is coming to a close. We're gonna start to talk about what we're gonna do in the active portion of this, because the way to get things to stick is to get your tissues to do some work, right? So we're about to go into our transition stage here. All right, so now we're gonna really start to do the work. Again, belt buckle to belly button. We're not doing the work yet. We're gonna push the knee down now, start to drive the knee forward, feel a little tug, and then drive, keep going, and you're gonna feel yourself drive backward. As you do that, you should feel the stretch here increase, right? Come forward again, tuck, and then knee down and forward, knee down and forward. Good, and now back into that passive stretch. Hopefully you get a little deeper into it. As I get deeper into this passive stretch, this other leg starts to work more because I'm getting farther forward. Whew. Now, knee down, belt buckle the belly button, and halfway there. 5 seconds. So again, knee down and drag forward. Then we just settle into that stretch again. Halfway there. For me, this is a nice stretch here. This side is starting to get real tired. Okay, tuck, boom. This is the last one here. Drive the knee down and forward. Halfway there. Drive the knee down and forward. Drive the knee down and forward. Drive the knee. Well, now you just got to settle into that stretch. Try to keep that belt buckle tucked up towards the belly button.
Halfway there. 5 seconds. Prepare to switch for 15
Okay,
seconds.
now we're going to switch sides. All right, so same thing, just on the other side now, right?
5 seconds.
Foot starts off in front just a little bit. Bring your belt buckle to your belly button.
Pass it for 1 minute.
Squeeze that glute a little bit. And let's go into it. Now, as I normally will say in any kind of tutorial or follow along video, you're gonna notice that one side feels different than the other. That's okay. The asymmetry, as long as it's not too egregious, is fine. It's normal, no big deal. Just be aware of it. Sometimes it might mean that you want to stretch the side that's super tight or tighter than the other side. You might want to attack that twice for every one time you attack the other side. It kind of depends on maybe your mood for the day, how different those two sides are, things like that. Let's redouble our efforts, right? I can find myself kind of losing my focus. This is my tighter side. So belt buckle the belly button, maybe a little glute squeeze. And yeah, this side I'm definitely not able to drift as far forward, and that is perfectly fine, a-okay. Also try to work on your breathing. We're not breathing heavy, obviously. Try to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose maybe, or if it's out through the mouth, make it a relaxed neck. We're about to go into our preparing to do the work.
Switch for 15 seconds.
All right, so again, we're gonna bring the belt buckle to the belly button, squeeze that glute just a little bit, drive ourselves forward, and now the effort is gonna be knee down and forward, dragging you backward. This foot doesn't push, right? Right knee down and forward. Back knee down and
Halfway there.
forward.
5 seconds.
Back knee down and
Settle into stretch
forward.
for 15 seconds.
Let's settle into that stretch. Keep that belt buckle brought up towards the belly button.
Halfway there. 5 seconds.
This should start to feel pretty good right about now.
Active push for 15 seconds.
All right, knee down and forward. Now, you could just go through the motions, right, and just do knee down and forward, but then you'll find that you're pushing through this front foot.
5 seconds.
Take your time, really, knee down and forward, and sometimes that effort is gonna be slow. So that's, settle into that stretch. So what does settle into that stretch mean?
Halfway
Bring your
there.
belt buckle to your belly button and just hang out. All right, we're about to do the work again.
Active push
Knee
for 15
down
seconds.
and forward. Pretend like you're moving through molasses,
Halfway there.
cold
5
molasses.
seconds.
Really work on
Settle
controlling
into
that.
stretch for 15 seconds.
All right, nice work. Nice work. So with this, you have basically completed, taken care of your hip flexor region, right? And,
Workout complete.
you know, to round things off, just stand up, walk around a little bit, maybe do some squats, just see how things feel at the hips, obviously. And then you get to kind of figure out if this is a good stretch for you to continue doing, or if like things don't really change for you, you don't really feel any better, then maybe this isn't something that you'll do too often. All right, thanks for joining, and we will see you next time.